Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video we've got some really interesting stuff around XRP. Could it go to $7? We've also got some stuff that I think is really important to understand about Chainlink and so potentially the price could pull back on Chainlink. So really interesting stuff, and I think that, in my opinion, would be an opportunity. So look, lots to dig into, all the biggest headlines that I think people need to be made aware of. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so we're going to start here on Coin Market Cap. The total market cap of crypto globally is $1.06 trillion. Hasn't really changed much since yesterday, up 0.47%. Bitcoin up a little bit, 26,710.92, up 3.62% in the last 7 days. And Ethereum lagging behind at 1,632.74, up 1.59% at the time of recording. Obviously, a few hours before we put this out on YouTube. So, look, I think that the market is going to be a little bit volatile. I am expecting some price changes. We are starting to see a few more prominent players in the space start to talk about doomsday in some regards when it comes to cryptocurrency. The prices are going to be dropping significantly. There's lots of macro stuff that is not looking positive, but if you've been watching us, we've probably been talking about it too early, probably giving you way too much time to prepare yourself for it. But it's great to see people catching up, and we've called this market impeccably over the last year or so, and calling every single bottom there has been. And people say that this market isn't predictable. I think if you know where to look, it is reasonably predictable. Now, it isn't probably that scenario with like calling exchanges that are going to fail and stuff like that, but there are telltale signs, and that's how we called FTX a week before it collapsed. And we made people a lot of money shorting Solana and FTT, but we also saved a lot of people a lot of money from knowing about what was likely to happen with FTX. So go through the channel history, go take a look. It's been amazing, and long may that continue. But we need to go over some of the stuff that I think people need to know about, the stuff that does have me thinking, and I do think there's going to be some real good opportunities coming very, very soon. So let's sort of dig into why I believe this, particularly for Chainlink. So we'll start with Chainlink, and we've got 18.75 million link moved, and there are concerns floating around that this could potentially impact the price negatively for Chainlink. So I believe $100 million worth of link tokens were transferred to Binance, and basically what's being said here is we could see some sell pressure for Chainlink. Now, that would mean that Chainlink would come down in price. Obviously, there's no guarantee of this. They could have been moving their link to Binance for other reasons other than to sell, right? Yeah. But, I would probably guess that it was to sell, right? So, look, or manipulate the market. So, I think there's some real good prices about to come. The macro's not looking good, as evident in a lot of the media now. People starting to catch up. But I do think that this is stuff that we need to be aware of, right? We need to be looking at what goes on the exchanges, the movements, the whale movements, and we have all these alerts in our Discord. Members get a lot of content in the membership pack on cheekycrypto.io. It is a fantastic place to keep yourself up to date, all the on-chain data, and we're adding more and more projects to that. You've got 2 weekly AMAs with Nick, myself, JB, and the team. You've also got 2 weekly technical analysis AMA style live shows as well for members, where you can ask different questions about the TA and stuff that's getting put out. There's trade ideas. The trade ideas have been doing very, very well, and much more. There's just so much going on in the Discord. We also highlight the things like token unlocks and stuff like that that can impact the price to keep you safer in the space. So let's move on. We've got Hong Kong Central Bank warns against crypto firms using banking terms. And this reminds me a little bit about working in the insurance industry. And, the FCA here in the UK regulate insurance plans, but what the insurance companies did is they started calling shit service plans. It's basically the same, they just use different verbal and written terms, but basically those terms and those terms mean the same thing, right? Verbally and written. So ultimately they circumnavigate the regulations that are put in, right? And the benefit of doing that for some of these companies is that they don't have to necessarily have the same strict rules and implications of being an insurance policy. And it's the same here with what's going on in Hong Kong, right? If you're not a bank and you're not a licensed bank, then you shouldn't be using licensed terms. So in essence, they're saying basically you're still good, just don't use the same terminology because it confuses consumers. And I think this is really cool. I'd like to see others take this sort of stance, to be fair. I think that it's a healthy way forward, and it means that people get more accurate information. Like, they get told they're not covered by the, like, for example, with insurance, the insurance ombudsman and stuff like that, right? So very similar with the banking terms, because a lot of these banking traditional banks, they have safeguards and mechanisms in place that keeps your money safe, whereas if you're using the same terminology as a bank, a customer might believe that you've got those same safety nets, and that's not the case. So I like this. I think it's a move forward. Again, it's about informing these projects what the rules are, right? Unlike the US, which is like, do what you want and we'll just come after you. It's a different approach, and I think that it's the right approach. But that's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. We've also got Hong Kong probe into crypto exchanges. JPEX results in arrest. Look, really interesting stuff, right? They've been operating without a license, and I believe that they're now closing down shop. So we need to be aware of this stuff. We need to do our research on exchanges. Exchanges, have been, I guess, a pain at times when it comes to this stuff, and it is concerning, right? You're seeing more and more stuff. What I don't like to see is accusations without any evidence. We're seeing a lot of accusations about Binance. I'd like to see the evidence to go beside that. And at the moment, it's all accusations. We haven't seen anything. And maybe it's just that these things take time, and maybe there is evidence there. I just always skeptical unless there's evidence. And I've looked and I can't see some. So yeah, it's an interesting one, right? We've got 9 US senators publicly back Elizabeth Warren's crypto bill. Like, we've got so many dinosaurs in the US government that, I think are financially illiterate. Like, and when I say this, I mean it in a way where, for me, it's anybody can make money if they've got insider information. And like, looking from the outside in, it looks very much like a lot of these senators and a lot of these government officials are insider trading. They're knowing that they're going to sign off on a contract that's going to implicate this firm positively or negatively, and they know what moves to make. But that's not financial literacy. I think that if it wasn't for having the inside knowledge, a lot of these people wouldn't be really achieving very much. Politics is a really interesting thing, right? It's just full of corruption, and I do wonder how much Wall Street backing this is this is getting. And I am waiting for that U-turn, because I do think that U-turn's going to come. Right, so we got XRP closes in on 5 million holders. Discover the key insights, according to this headline here. But that is a big milestone. 5 million XRP holders. I mean, like, that is something else. So yeah, look, I think this is a real positive, and something that people need to be aware of, right? It's a sign of adoption, and I think that's always a really positive thing. Moving on, we got can Ripple reach $7? Expert lays down critical levels to watch, and this is the details here, right? So all the different levels, 0.4 as in 0.4 cent, 0.31 cent. But we're looking at the very top of the range, right? Could it get there? Like, I'm really interested to get our viewers opinions on this. Like, can XRP reach $7? And this analyst is really optimistic, right? I think more than $1. I think perhaps reaching its previous all-time high is something that's very, very achievable. I think the rapid adoption that we're getting is a real positive thing. And it's interesting because people will be like, oh, the lawsuit's over and it hasn't skyrocketed yet. Well, there's still this, appeal hanging over Ripple and XRP. So I think that once that's all put to bed fully, I kind of expect that price to start to move up quite nicely, right? But yeah, look, let's stay on XRP. We've got Torah's ruling is good news for XRP, but doesn't mean everything Ripple does with XRP has final clarity. And again, this is what I'm talking about. This is why, for me, the prices haven't really got to a point where XRP can blossom in value right now. I think that it is really interesting, but what we've got here is XRP has clarity as not itself as a security, but Ripple's use or sales does not have final clarity. The SEC intent to appeal. If Ripple uses XRP in LH, can it or its customers be certain that it will not attract SEC enforcement until the lawsuit and any appeal is finally resolved? And this is the point that I'm trying to make, that basically, in a nutshell, we really do need to see XRP lawsuit, Ripple lawsuit, however we want to term it. We need to see this finished, over and done with. And at that point, I think we get the clarity, the 100% clarity that is required. And we can move on and we'll see that price blossom, in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.